Hello everyone, my name is Olunosen Louisa Ibhaze. I am the author of Crowning Glory, a children's book that celebrates African indigenous hairstyles. I have it in English, I have it in French, and I also have the activity books, both in English and in French. So I'll be reading from the English version of Crowning Glory. I'll tell you more about African hairstyles and tradition. In early African communities, people came together in groups to style their hair. This was a social activity that had many reasons. Some came to make friends, some came to gossip and chat, while others came to trade and do many other things. All these they did while styling each other's hair. This tradition still exists today in open markets, hair salons, and barber shops around the world. I never knew this, Queenie says in surprise. Now you know, smiles Mrs. Ojo. Hair and hair tradition has always been important to African ethnic groups and cultures because it represents all aspects of our existence, like spirituality, identity, family background, marital and social status for men, women, and children. In Yoruba folklore, the Orisha called Oshun was said to be the first hairdresser that came to earth. This was why Oshun priestesses wore the most elaborate hairstyles adorned with different accessories, especially at ceremonies. Take a look at those cornrows and their unique patterns. You know, enslaved Africans used their cornrows as a sign of resistance, a means of communication, and also as a way of paying homage to the land of origin they were forcefully taken from. Queenie frowns. How and why? Mrs. Ojo shakes her head. They were not allowed to learn to read or write, so they created unique patterns with these cornrows that were actually information about the secret maps of escape routes from the plantations of their captors to lands of freedom. You mentioned accessories. What kind of accessories did people use on their hair back then? Queenie asks wide-eyed. Mrs. Ojo shrugs. It hasn't changed much, like the beads on your hair. You know, Africa's rich historic hair tradition was and is still the inspiration for many hairstyles around the world today. There was a time you could easily identify royal families by their unique hairstyles like these. Mrs. Ojo points at a photograph of royal wives. Mommy has made her hair in this shuku hairstyle before, says Queenie, excited. What about the afro? Daddy wears an afro? Mrs. Ojo smiles. Well, the afro came back in the era of Black power. The higher the afro, the better. After many African countries got their independence from European countries, the post-independent hairstyles became social statements of freedom to celebrate monuments that signified freedom and hope. Women threaded and weaved their hair to look like structures in cities. Some of the hairstyles were quite high, up to a foot tall. How do you sit in a car with such a high hairstyle? Queenie gasped in surprise. I don't think they were thinking of that. They all laugh. Well, this is an excerpt from my book called Crowning Glory. You can find out more information about this book and my other work from my website, www.olunosenlouisaibhaze.com, or follow us on Instagram at the Melanin Djali Project and also on Facebook at the Melanin Djali Project. Thank you.